breathing through our butts is now considered safe by the medical community. Americans got fatter overnight without gaining a single pound. And a woman is fined 150 pounds for pouring coffee down a drain. These are the weird stories for today on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. I got 3 strange segments, as I do most episodes. Here we go. Breathing through our buttocks is now declared safe after the first human trials have been done. Phew, thank goodness. We can now safely breathe through our butts. I've been breathing through my butt without certainty this entire time. I've been doing a little butt sniffing too. You should try it. It's fun. Butt sniffing. Put it on your calendar. The article says, hold on to your butts, everyone, because one day you might be breathing through them. Well, as I've already said, I've been practicing, but so far I can only exhale. How do your butts suck? That's what I need to learn. Let's keep reading. Scientists have tested out internal ventilation, is what it's called. It's a method of administering oxygen with a liquid delivered through the rectum that is then absorbed into the intestines. In humans, they've tested this for the very first time, and the trial demonstrated that this method of ventilation, aka breathing oxygen through your buttocks, is actually safe. And it paves the way for some future studies to see if this technique can help patients with respiratory failure. Sounds like it's going to work for respiratory failure. If your lungs don't work, just breathe through your butthole. That sounds like a good time. In other news, CPR certification just got extremely more fun as people are resuscitating patients via the backside, little mouth to keister action to bring them back to life. So, obviously, I'm being facetious here, having a little fun with this. It's a very serious study, though. It was published in the journal Med. Here's a quote from it. Internal ventilation is not meant to replace mechanical ventilators, but rather to serve as a complementary oxygenation route. The data proves, according to scientists, that the back door can provide partial oxygen support while allowing the lungs to rest. Is this how trumpet players do it? I heard trumpet players breathe through their butts so they're able to just continuously hold notes. Is that true? It's probably a myth. Let me look it up. Oh, my findings show that is false. No, trumpet players do not breathe through their butts. They breathe normally through their mouth and nose. The idea of breathing through the butt is a misunderstanding or a joke, likely arising from confusion about breathing techniques for wind instruments. Yeah, I admit I was confused about the breathing techniques for wind instruments. Can you play the trumpet with your butt, like out the backside? Let me Google it. I'm going to stop this right now. And I'm also going to jump onto another article about the same subject that's a little less scientific, because there was some big words in there I was about to get to, and I do not know how to say them or what they mean. This article begins with a very colorful question. I can breathe through my anus. Can you? Oh, I like this one already. Last year, a group of researchers won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Physiology for discovering that many mammals are capable of breathing through their butt. That sounds like it must have been a good time discovering this. A lot of laughs in that scientific experimentation. All right, the same group has now conducted a new study on the feasibility of adapting this method to treat people with blocked airways or clogged lungs, with promising results that bring rectal oxygen delivery one step closer to medical reality. I love that phrase, rectal oxygen delivery. Did you fart? No, I'm just delivering oxygen rectally. That's what I'm doing. Well, technically, I have been talking out my ass for decades, so I think I've already mastered this. Now, the way the study was conducted on the humans, it took place in Japan. The team recruited 27 healthy adult men, each of whom received a dose of non-oxygenated perfluorodecalant. So they got something up the anus, I'll just say that. They were asked to retain the liquid for a full hour as the dosage slowly increased from 25 to 1,500 ml. 20 of the men successfully completed the experiment, and apart from some mild temporary abdominal bloating and discomfort, which proved to be dosage-dependent and resolved with no need for medical attention, they experienced no adverse effects and were able to receive the oxygen through their rectum. Did you hear about the girl who shaved her legs in rectum? It's a joke my uncle used to tell me. Here's a quote from one of the nerds that worked on the oxygen rectal delivery system. This is the first human data, and the results are limited solely to demonstrating the safety of the procedure and not quite its effectiveness as of yet. But now that we've established some tolerance, the next step will be to evaluate how effective the process is for delivering oxygen to the bloodstream in this rectal way. All right, so further testing is needed. Maybe we can find out if we can breathe through our butts this way. I thought you breathed air through your butt, and I thought that was awesome. That was going to be a new way to have fun. They might have started a new trend where it's cool to breathe through your butt and not your mouth. Oh, you're a mouth breather? That's so last year. I'm an ass breather? Yeah, so cool. I even smoke out my ass, right? I mean, why stop there? Let's figure out a way to eat through our butts as well. Maybe do a keg stand with your butt. Be the life of the party. Taking a keg stand right through the rectum. This is going off the rails. This very serious breakthrough in science. Here I am just dragging it through the gutter. But I don't know, I just got carried away. I was imagining breathing air through your butt like that and how fun that would be. But you know, someone's going to take advantage. It wouldn't be long before OnlyFans models start selling their butt breaths in a jar for $500. Breathe again through my butt. Breathe again through my butt. That I shall never breathe again. Through my butt. Americans are about to get fatter overnight without gaining a single pound. This is thanks to a new definition. If you're American, there's a chance you're about to become obese overnight. So sorry. And it's going to occur without actually gaining any weight, yes. As per the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's 2024 report, more than 2 in 5 U.S. adults are technically classified as obese. That number is going to be set to skyrocket, or it could, following some new health guidance. And this is all because the criteria for diagnosing the condition of obesity in the U.S. is about to change, meaning even if you weren't classified as being obese, the new guidelines mean you could immediately fall into that new category. Oh, sheesh, that's awful. What a bad day when you just wake up to obesity. Yesterday, I wasn't a fatty. Today, presto, I'm a fatty, apparently. Gee, thanks, paperwork. Now I gotta go buy new clothes. Let me keep reading and find out when this is happening. And sadly, I already bought my Halloween candy, so, I mean, whatever they say I'm gonna be, I'm gonna ignore it and just eat my candy. All right? I'm not gonna leave those 100 grand bars unopened and untouched. Come on. Now, it says the World Health Organization describes obesity as a chronic, complex disease defined by excessive fat deposits that can impair your health. Ooh, thank you. Many adults with obesity also have other serious chronic diseases, including diabetes and heart disease as a result. Thanks. We already know that. But obesity could be expanded beyond the simple body mass index, BMI test, and instead include how fat is distributed across the body. So they're just going to be measuring fat in a different way. Instead of side to side, it's going to be up and down. The BMI test has long caused debate over whether it's the most effective way to measure obesity, mainly because it doesn't take into account factors like muscle mass, age, and sex. Yeah, you could have a high BMI, but it's because you're ripped, you're yoked, as the kids say, instead of just being a flabby ass that you can breathe through, from my understanding, per new experiments. Now, as a result of the BMI measurements, this means some folks with lots of muscle could wrongly be considered obese simply because their bodies weigh more. The criticisms prompted researchers to establish a new framework for obesity, which takes into account not only the BMI, but also other anthropomorphic measures such as your waist circumference, waist to hip ratio, and waist to height ratio. Oh, phew, thank goodness they're not going to look into my refrigerator. I thought they were going to look in there. I got a bit of a cheesecake in there right now. It's not going to look good on my refrigerator index. Now, under the new framework, it says a person is classified as being obese if they have a high BMI plus at least one elevated anthropometric measure. Putting their new method to the test, researchers tried it out on a group of more than 300,000 patients, and the results were quite shocking and pretty disappointing. And they were published. They discovered that by using this framework, the number of obese people in the U.S. made a huge leap from 40% to 70%. Yikes. So it sounds like 70% of us Americans are obese, which makes sense. I don't know if you've seen us lately. We really can't keep it together. We're a culture of overeating, large portion sizes. The quality of food is not so good. It's not easy to digest. It's so processed. Plus, we also sit too much. A lot of us have jobs where we're sitting all day, and we're a car culture. We do very little walking and very little public transportation. It's a car culture. All of these aspects lead to an obese culture, in my opinion. I mean, there's a reason why half of the people I meet these days are on Ozempic or the GLP-1. Have you heard about that? Any of you taking that? It's very popular here. Now, it says the doctors involved in this study believe that these statistics reflect reality across the American population, meaning that a shocking 1 in 4 people would be considered obese. Hold on a second. 70%, 1 in 4? Something doesn't add up here. I thought these guys were nerds. Don't they have a calculator on them? 70% is not 1 in 4, bro. I'm so sorry to break the news to you. It's more like 3 in 4, but then subtract 5%, right? I think that's how it works. I'm not good at this stuff. Now, one of the co-authors of the study, Lindsay, who clearly is not good at math, she says, with potentially 70% of the adult population in the U.S. now considered to have some excess fat, we need to better understand what treatment approaches to prioritize. Or just, give us all the shot, the GLP-1. We'll just all be on the shot. That's the future of the U.S. Everybody on the fat medicine. Figure out a way to put it into apple pie. Did you have your dessert with the Ozempic inside? Yes, I did. I can eat as much as I want tonight. This article ends by saying at least 76 health organizations have recently reportedly endorsed the new guidelines, including the American Heart Association and the Obesity Society. So already on the books, we're all fatter than we were yesterday. Oh, what terrible news, terrible news. I had no idea I was this obese. I've been living a lie for years, it seems. I didn't think I was, but I'm going to have to do something about it. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to have to happen after Halloween, okay? Because I got this candy I need to get through.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
A woman is fined 150 pounds for pouring coffee down a street drain. There's a story about coffee. It's kind of weird, I think. I just like coffee stories, so let's do it. A woman from West London was fined 150 pounds for pouring the dregs of her morning coffee down a street drain. Oh, this sounds very serious. Breaking laws. You're not supposed to pour stuff down the street drain, apparently, in London. You got a license to pour out your bean water, governor. Oh, I love it. One individual pours out some coffee down the drain. They're like, fine. Hundreds of large factories dumping toxins into the rivers everywhere. It's no fine. They cut a check behind the scenes to do such things. Now, let's get some information about this confusing situation. I am legitimately confused, and maybe I can learn a little bit about the streets of London. You can't just pour things down a drain, mate. 3 enforcement officers, they stopped someone named Bursu Yesilyurt. This is a very exotic name. I don't even know if this is a woman or a man. Anyways, Burku was stopped on her way to work. It's a her. Wow, we're learning. Because she poured her coffee out. She was stopped by enforcement officers and fined. It's not a huge fine, just 150 pounds, but nonetheless, very surprising that you can't pour your coffee down the drain. Well, I mean, where is she supposed to pour the coffee? Where am I supposed to pour me coffee, eh? Am I just supposed to drink the bottom of the coffee? You see how it's sludged down there, mate? Now, Bursu, who lives in a place called Kew, she said that she believed she had been acting responsibly when she emptied a small amount of coffee from her reusable coffee cup before boarding the bus. She says, quote, I noticed my boss was approaching, so I just poured the leftover bit It wasn't much, just a tiny little bit. As soon as I turned around, 3 men, enforcement officers, were chasing me, and they stopped me immediately. Wow, how bored of the police over there that there are 3 of them for some lady pouring out a tiny amount of coffee. Sounds like an amazing place to live. No crime whatsoever, clearly. Now, Burku claims she had no idea that pouring liquid into a drain was illegal, and to her it was all quite a shock. The officers told her she was in breach of Section 3.3 of the Environmental Protection Act 1990, which makes it an offense to dispose of waste in a way that could pollute land or water. Yeah, but coffee really isn't a pollutant, is it? It's organic material, basically. It's water with ground up beans from a plant. It's plant material at the end of the day. It's not like dumping a Gatorade into the drain or your colostomy bag or something. That was gross. All right, now for the good news. The ending of this, it's a happy ending because 2 days ago, Burku Yeselevert, who lives in Kew, she received an email from the Richmond Council, which read, "Upon review, I can advise that this fixed penalty notice has thereby been cancelled on your behalf. We hope that you find this to be brilliant. Yes, everything's brilliant." I added the last part. Okay, so they canceled it. Good. All right. This isn't the craziest story, but yeah. We learned a little bit about how there's no crime over there. And you can't just dump coffee somewhere. It's an ecological disaster, apparently. You're going to get fined for it. You should see the fine we got for the Boston Tea Party back in the day. Oh, boy. They were very upset about that. And that was a lot. We really polluted the harbor back then, but for a good cause.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
So did you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
Hello, my friends and listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. It's pretty weird, right? It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it, Governor? I want to give thanks and praise. Someone joined the Patreon. Let's do that one first. We have here Southern L. She joined the Patreon. That's a great little play on words there. Southern L is her name. The name must be Eleanor, I assume. Southern L joined the Patreon, so we want to give her a shout out and praise that is due her. Lovely supporter of Weird AF News. She wrote a message in the Patreon for me as well. She wrote, "Jonesy, I finally made it to the Patreon. Hey, by the way, nice closet." Thank you. L's referring to the video I posted in the Patreon of the amazing closet that I've been recording in for the last couple months. It's really decked out. I'm moving to a new place on November 1st, and I'm going to have to work that closet eventually. But I'm an expert now. I can take a closet and get it recording ready within a half an hour, so it's pretty cool. We got someone bought me coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com, and that would be Michael A. So big shout out to Michael A., very generous listener who wants to show support. He wrote me a note. He wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, been listening to your podcast every morning on my way to work for a while now, and I just wanted to thank you for the effort that you put in every day to brighten others' lives with your comedic view on the weird news. Cheers." He wrote cheers. Michael A. must be from the UK. Michael, what's the deal with dumping coffee over there, man? Take it very seriously. Be careful, dude. Be careful. Don't dump out your coffee in a drain. Instead, pour it over the head of an officer. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Surely I don't condone that sort of behavior. I do condone the behavior of Southern L and Michael A. for showing support for the podcast. And if you want to walk in their footsteps of support, then go to weirdafnews.com. You can join the Patreon. You can buy me a coffee. It's very, very simple. weirdafnews.com. Also got an email from John Turner. This guy's from the UK as well. John, give us a little update on what's going on with the coffee dumping over there. John wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, I hope you're well. Listen to your show every day. Love it. Please see the article attached From the Telegraph, UK. Oh, the article's from the UK. John Turner may not be from the UK, so sorry, John. I didn't mean to mislabel your location. You might be an American for all I know, in which case you're most likely obese, or you're going to be next week, so brace yourself for that, buddy. If you guys want to support the show, go to weirdafnews.com. Another way to support the show is you can email me at funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can slide into my DMs at funnyjones on Instagram. Please follow. Tomorrow is Friday. I was going to say you can support by sending Florida stories for tomorrow's Florida Friday episode. That's a great way to support. Doesn't cost you anything but a little time. If you want to contribute, send me any weird news from Florida from this week that you think is appropriate, would be appropriate for the episode for tomorrow. I would really appreciate that. Okay, going to let you go. Have a great night. Okay, bye.